Good evening, everyone, and welcome to something uniquely special, which is recording of Fear of Dracula game. Who would have thought, right? Uh, how often does it happen? No, not very often, really. Actually, I don't often record lately at all, but doesn't matter. We got into a fierce discussion about how we can improve the game, uh, or change or make fun, all of that. And we had discussion what will happen if hunters will not be able to use horses. Basically, horses are blank card. RtoWin, which is currently the best player that ever existed in the community, but only currently, mm, argued maybe the other way. I argued that if hunters don't have horses, I probably can achieve over 90% win rate as Dracula against top players. For uh, as a relative point, hunters overall are much stronger than Dracula. Current win rate for Dracula is about 30%. So can I really? But also, I'm humbly have to admit that I may be among the best Dracula, if not the best Dracula in the game. So probably I can achieve better win rate than that. And with so basically, my claim is that without horses, the game is so unfair. It is next to unwinnable, even for top hunter players. Um, and RtoWin disagreed with me and said that easily he can prove me wrong, and not that he can easily win, not that he can easily get over 50% win rate, but he needs just 20% win rate to prove me wrong, which is to win one game in a 5, 2 games in a 10, or something like that. So we played the game. I wasn't able to record, like to speak that time, but I was able to record it. And I think it was really fun game, so let's go over it. This is the start of RtoWin. This is very smart start in a sense that he keeps some pockets of strength while also being able to cover like Spain in rail move and then normal move, right? East is obviously harder still to reach, and England, like if you have excellent weather, you go excellent weather and then go. It is still far away. It is still a very dangerous point. I decided, you know what, to start East. I think East is an easy, like an obvious point here. East is famously strong when hunters have like don't have horses because ticketing is there is difficult, more difficult because there are a lot of small cities. So if hunters don't have horses and they lose something, or use something somewhere in the east, it takes them that much longer to go back to the big city, resupply, and get back in action. Also, I think without horses, lairs are extremely overpowered. Let's see. So let's see whose claims is correct. Hunters are supplying. Nothing really wild here. Obviously, evil presence. There are no horses. You don't need any sneaks in here. Like you don't really care about uh, starting in some sneaky positions in a sense, like next to hunters to do something. You just they don't have horses. You know they have issues moving, so you start far away. And I think picking an obvious in this situation, you always pick England, Spain, or East. Uh, I would say that probably England and East are the best, and Spain is that slightly tricky start. Unfortunately, I don't have hoax. I think if there are no horses with this hunters startup, uh, you can almost try to guarantee hoax. It would be extremely hard for hunters to to stop it. But I wanted, you know what? I actually do the trail that I did in my first video on this channel against Cotsworth, so brings back memories. So I plan to move around, put some like bodyguards, because hunters will have issues moving. So maybe I will get some juicy 1v1, and then I will just put bunch of vampires. I decided it may be the best this way. My entire plan is probably to do some, obviously to go Valona next and 49, and from 49 probably to 6 and start building lairs. But we will see. We will see how hunters will move, what will be their actions. Uh, they don't have horses. I don't know how RtoWin will start to adapt to that. And I don't know what I will want to adapt to that. It's just the plan is uh, I can from this point I can go west, and maybe if hunters will overcommit to something. Oh yeah, consecrated ground still strong, even if like it's less than half powerful without horses. Yeah, I think I can speed up the game through this point because this is the still standard. Uh, let's go. Yeah, unfortunately I can go 1 and 25, but doesn't matter. So now I have two aristocratics. I think I'm not doing anything tricky in here. I just put aristocratics. I have to teach them somewhere. If this aristocratic matures, it will be good enough. I will have two hideouts to be able to be layered, which is good enough. Oh, horse. Yeah. Oh. And now scouts. So there is high odds I will be found here. I think RtoWin will. Like fully expected RtoWin to simply scan either UK or scan East. uh, and I wouldn't be surprised if I will be found here. So, but my claim here is that Dracula is so strong that actually Dracula doesn't need tricks anymore when there are no horses. Can just use raw power of his base abilities, and hunters are the ones that need tricks to like find a way to win the game. And yeah, I very correctly guessed uh, that East is the most dangerous location, because England is still far away, is tight, but when you land in England, you don't need horses there. You can get anywhere with tickets, and uh, and you can manage England. East is overall more problematic in the long run. So yeah, usually at this point I would be quite disappointed that only with scouts I was already found. But, usually with East you often expect to be found, um, because overall it is one of the most dangerous locations anyway, but not always. Actually, with Oktoberfest start, with RtoWin start, with Free Hunters in Munich, Spain is often scouted, which makes East a little bit less discoverable, which can be like RtoWin start can be a little bit of a buff to Dracula East start. Okay, hunters obviously trading, they need to manage some stuff. Whoops. Okay. So yeah. Right now my plan is fairly simple. I go to 49 with and put aristocratic. Sometimes even at this point 49 can be slightly dangerous. Uh, Rarely, but still sometimes hunters can do some crazy stuff with Jumperoni. Usually it is not worth it, but you know, you could see hunters moving to 59 to cut your path or something. Yeah, scan. Uh, but right now, I don't mind. I don't totally don't mind. I can put all the defenseless uh, all the defenseless and counters I don't mind. So I was thinking for a second on the rumor token. I think I want to put rumor on 55 just because hunters don't have good movement. I really want him to force to move, and 55 is really good their location. When there are no horses, it is fairly easy to go back there, and even if they have CG, okay, you can go to Adriatic, right? And even you can land through Adriatic, even against CG, you can land in Venice. And hunters don't have horses, so even if they CG you, they cannot really follow up that well. Uh, it would require, it would be much more difficult for them to follow up. And even if they can follow up, probably like 2v1 is the best they can do usually. So hunters are thinking, I'll try to like to get to the juicy stuff, so I'll skip forward. Oh yeah, Kodamik moved. And this is one of the big things about no horses. Usually, hunters can just supply a little bit more, just get prepared a little more. But because they don't have horses, the my hideouts are so far away, they literally barely can reach in time my hideouts to stop my stuff. So yeah, they need to move earlier. Because they need to move earlier, they have poorer. They start with poorer items. And one of the considerations when there are horses is like, okay, horses take one of your item spots. If you take horses away, you have one more spot, so hunters are stronger at combat. But look how soon they need to start move to catch up. After that many supplies, how good at combat they can be, really. Especially that some of the, even if they have some items, they lack events too. So they have poorer items and less events. Are they stronger in combat? I don't think so. You need to watch out, obviously. Stuff can happen, but yeah. So yeah, I was wondering where to go. I think it is completely viable for Godalming to go to 6 and then maybe Mina charge in with Charted Courage. And if, let's say, Helsing was holding on to the Lucy's Revenge, this would be quite dangerous 2v1. Uh, and they would also be next to the Bucharest where they can resupply. So I don't know. Also, if Seward moved toward Mina more rather than 38, I would have Munich, maybe. I decided that I don't need to rush Sofia yet. I need to, put a little bit of doubt in Hunter's mind. Did I leave east or uh, or did I loop around? If I go to 6, it will be obvious, and we'll need to just prepare for one scenario. And right now, they check 6, and they will know I'm either hiding in 49, probably low-odds, I don't know. Maybe not necessarily, actually. Or I went to 59, and they need to consider the possibility that I'm lurking to leave because uh, without horse movement, I may be as well like escaping here, right? So and especially that there are no horses and hunters are slower. I don't need to rush the lures. It's not like one day late and suddenly three hunters can collapse on you. So to encounter lure is not enough. Without the horses, I have that little bit more time. Uh, and hunters have lower reach to either collapse on me or punish me after the lair. So I don't mind, right? I don't mind. That's why I decided to be a little bit more obfuscating regarding my intentions to get that a little bit delay in power. Especially that I have two aristocratics on the trail and I have hawks in hand, so still it should keep hunters busy. and re-entering layers when the hunters are delayed can be much better position anyway, right? So I place down Hawks. There's almost no danger in here. Normally, there could be a way that Stewart horses on me, like to 53, with thought in mind that, if Dracula is there, Mina will follow and you get a 2v1, maybe not too bad. But if I'm not there, Mina goes to 59 and they start clearing the trail. But right now, it's not like Stewart will randomly sense of emergency onto 53, right? So, and after Stewart will move, Mina will definitely be afraid to move alone. So, uh, I don't. Odds of hunters going onto me is next to none. This is interesting move. It might have been a mistake by RtoWin. Why not go for 36? There's real danger of 46 being hoax, right? But maybe he just hoped he will be attacked by fighter vampire. Maybe he will try to kill that fighter vampire, and then he'll go clear 36, use that time to heal up a little bit and stuff like that. But he wasn't attacked, uh, which like is a valid plan, but it delayed him a little bit. I'm not 100 like RtoWin. If you will watch this, if you will let me know what was your thought process here. And he searches here, which again makes me a little bit surprised, because what was that fake rumor token? If it's not fake rumor token, and if you clear that aristocratic, you don't have time to clear Salonika. And if it's not aristocratic but fighter vampire, then you're also in quite in bad spot, right? Um, or maybe he hoped for like reckless and he has heavenly host to so maybe clear that part of the trail or something. Not sure, not sure. Uh, it does seem like a little bit of risk and a little bit of an inefficiency here. So he decided to leave the aristocratic just because, he will not be able to clear Salonika if he will clear aristocratic and get delayed now. So hearing seeing what is happening, I decided that Sofia will be a really good spot for me because I see that, okay, Godalming will go to 36, clear Salonika, then go back and clear Valona, so he will be delayed. And also Stewart will go to 59, and there he will follow through either to 49 or 53 and search, and also will be delayed. So I plan around to re-enter 50 when two hunters will be delayed, and I will be completely safe. So I already prepare Reckless. Reckless will be really good there. Um, and I don't have fogs, so I don't have safety net of a fog, which is a big shame. But I know I will be safe. I will have wolf form, and usually this is extremely dangerous point because uh, even if you normally if you do that, hunters have CG. If they CG you out from 50 and put like tokens on 56, 46, 50, and 10, they don't need to put at 55 because Godalming is there. Uh, Something like that. They can you run away and you obviously need to wolf form. And then if hunters have renewed vigor too, you can die next round. But there are no horses. Even if they CG, you can wolf form and the worst that can happen is 2v1, and you know what, probably I will not die. Like it is hard to kill Dracula week 2, so I should be very safe. And now one of the big things, Godalming has a knife and a dog. Because he had to move early, he had to have poorer equipment, so he has dogs, which is really poor against like not useful combat item, and actually not useful against my trail. So it is empty. He it is empty item. You would say, okay, horses like take up your item spot, but he had to move earlier because he doesn't have horse, and he has useless item anyway. We see Stewart showed bullets, not bullets, basically bullets, pistol and rifle to wolves, which also tells a lot. Most probably he has bullets. By that point, we almost, yeah, over half of our item deck is gone, and we don't see bullets anywhere. So who has bullets if not a person with 4 items, 2 of them being guns? So here I put mob in Salonika because maybe I'll go back there. And then I go to Bucharest. I don't want to go to 50 yet because with sense of emergency and charted courage, which is actually quite a lot already, they can go to 50 and get me. So why should I risk it? I don't want to risk it that much yet. I want to start building trail. I want to for them to like 3v1, and it is week 2. That could be dangerous. That could be dangerous. And I don't need to risk anything. If hunters had horses, this moving to 50 would result in greater danger than right now, but maybe I would have done it because I'm in greater danger entire game anyway, and I would just need to say to hunters, you know what, you you jump at me, but you give me 7 points, or you leave me be, but you will be delayed for the round when I exit the lair, right? And that would be completely flipped game. But right now, okay, obviously he clears aristocratic, which I don't mind because next in Sarajevo I have aristocratic too, so I'll get my 4 points and 2 locations are cleared, so this is really good for me. 2 hunters delayed. Yeah, yeah. Alternative trail that I was able to take, instead of going to 10, I was able to go to 28, or like even from 53, instead of going 6 and 10, I was able to go 28, 11. And right now, he would have known that I'm in Austro-Hungary, but so what? I would just walk west and he cannot catch me. Like hunters are delayed and I go to Munich next, and like what does he do? But yeah, I that would require some synchronization, which would be quite predictable because hunters without horses are much more predictable. But I decided to go with power strategy. So Stewart searched 2 times without a stake. Does he have a stake or doesn't have a stake? I don't know. Gordon Ming searched without stake, and we know 2 of his items, so we already see some deficiency in the stake area. I'm starting building layers, so I decided, yeah, I'll just straight up put up rumor token with 2 recklesses. I will have 4 points now. If he'll try to clear it, if he show like strong intent to clear it with stakes or something, I can get some points from ambushes and still have lairs and vampires after that, right? So really good deal. Still, we enter into extremely dangerous point uh, in terms of no horse game. Obviously, I'm much safer than almost any point in a game where there are horses, which is if hunters have sense of emergency and charted courage, which is quite high demand. Look how poorly supplied they are. Usually hunters at that point are below 50 events. Like, yeah, probably. So, uh, what are the odds of them having 2 items, like 2 events? So if I go to 46, I risk 3v1, and at that point, even if they have slightly poorer items, yeah, without horses, it stacks. Amount of items stacks. So instead of 3 horses, there are some 3 more items. It would be, I could lose the game there, and I don't want to risk game losing movement because I don't feel that I need that. I think I can try avoiding game losing movement for entire game unless there will be sequence, game losing sequence, not just one movement. So I'm thinking I can safely go to 49, right? Not that safely because the CG. Maybe not fully powered because, look at items. Uh, Item spread and even depth is not enough. Probably to have full power CG, but again, uh, I don't want to risk it. I could go to 46, but that declares my location and risks 3v1. So I decided I will go to 56 and see what happens. Will he keep going after my trail? If yes, then is bats. It will delay one of the hunters, maybe push into double vampires, and I will weaken hunters and see what happens, right? If not, I can still build trail for a little bit, watching what happens, how heavily hunters will commit. In the worst case scenario, I can go to the Black Sea, and usually going to Black Sea is game like beginning of game sequence movement. But because hunters don't have horses, okay, I'll go free seas. And after going free seas, I land somewhere, and hunters still be, somewhere on the east or something. I don't know. They will still have problems, right? So here RtoWin does something which usually is like, do you need to risk attacking here? Probably not. You can spend a little bit more time, and if Dracula escapes to the sea, you're fine. But this is meta without uh, horses. So he spends resources trying to look for me, which is a completely valid point. He went to 36. Like, this move may indicate that probably Stewart has a follow-up, either sense of emergency or charted courage. Would he try to risk here 3v1? I don't know. If I remember correctly, Godalming has two events, so maybe he has escape route uh, or heroic leap, for example, right? So he tries to narrow my locations. He basically knows that I'm either 56 or in 10, and my last hideout is a hide. These are only two options. Uh, Unless he misses those options. But so yeah, he tries to narrow me and force movement out of me, but I don't think I mind at this point, he spent he spent Minascan, 3-day actions, Minascan and two moves to not even move on a trail. So this is how lack of horses is a snowball effect. He tried to look for opportunity because on average he expects to win the game, so he needs to build opportunities, but building those opportunities actually missed, so he is further behind than he started, right? And this is the little bit of snowball effect. Um, let's see what he will do here. And right now, so he trades with John Stewart. So this is something for me to consider, that if Stewart was able to follow up Godalming, probably he's trading and preparing some events, maybe for Mina, so Mina can follow now. But you know what? Right now, I don't think that 3v1 is possible. If he has renewed vigor, charted courage on Stewart, or sense of emergency on Stewart, and Mina has charted courage or sense of emergency, he can try to 3v1. The issue with that is, if Stewart has charted courage, he will go through 50. He will basically have to go through 50, which has double vampires. So, you know what? Fine. So I risk that. It is no renewed vigor, so it will be 2v1 at worst, which can be dangerous. Definitely can be dangerous. I'm on bodyguard and new vampire. New vampire is fine. Bodyguard, not so much, but can do something. So let's see what happens here. Overall, I think already we can see how freely I can move and do some quote-unquote dumb stuff as Dracula. Normally, wolf forming here wouldn't achieve that much, and would even be very risky against just renewed vigor. No other events just renewed vigor, Godalming moves onto me, and Stewart like normally moves to 56 and then horses onto me, and then Mina moves and horses, and suddenly I'm 3v1 with just one event, renewed vigor, right? But right now he needs at least 3 events to be able to 3v1 me, which, especially that he has lower number of events, isn't that good odds. So let's see what he plans here. He thinks a lot, so probably he's looking for a way to 2v1 me, how worth it is. But also I have a quite sizable trail, maybe not something huge, but quite sizable. So if I would just escape to Adriatic, maybe move through the sea or land in Venice, he will not be able to catch up to me quickly. But so what? He will have to deal with trail, and it will heavily snowball against that fairly big trail. Clear that and then catch up to me. Oh, not not the best. Mm, maybe he wonders if he wants to risk against fog. What will happen? I don't know. Does Godalming has forewarned? He might have. Uh, does Mina have forewarned? I'm not sure how many events did I saw on her. Uh, we will see soon. Okay, so he goes. Obviously, I don't do bodyguards. They don't achieve that much. I prefer to trigger them against lower hit points. Okay, and he had escape route, which changes mathematics a little bit because he knew that he's safe when entering 46. So, um, but I mean, definitely he has some follow up. Otherwise, what does he hope to achieve with knife and dogs, right? Let's see what Seward does. The worst case scenario would be Seward's sense of emergency on me right now. And then like Mina follows with sense of emergency. That could be a game loss at this point, but also doesn't have to be either, right? Still weak too, so maybe I escape as fog or mist, sorry, escape as bats. Something can happen. Like if I escape as bats from this position and then move, I'm free uh, roads away from hunters that don't have horses. How do they catch up to me, right? So yeah, John Stewart's supplies makes sense. So he's preparing for combat. So maybe he will get like Agi or something like that. Agi great strength, basically, right? Let's see what happened. Yes, and now we see what we little bit anticipated. Yeah. So this is funny how you can you in theory see the cards face down, but you see the entire sense of emergency transition from Stewart to Mina. Okay, but Mina took 2 damage. Bodyguard is another 2 damage. If this new vampire will do 2 more damage, Mina will be in range of claws. So, okay, hunters have more items, yada yada, but you know what? Like 2v1 is so costly that I may kill her uh, with uh, with claws round 1 of combat, right? Fine. So I definitely I'm considering what maybe both hunters escape. This is something sometimes what I do as hunters. I put more hunters into combat, so Dracula expects to have a fight, and then I just escape with everyone round 1. So I don't take them damage and escape, but he dodged, which was a smart move, and knifed me. Like me, like my minion, right? Now I have fangs and 2 claws, and this is a mistake. The only thing I need is 2 damage on Mina, and the upcoming 2v1 combat is so much easier for me. But for some random reason, I just wasn't thinking, got distracted. I don't know. The proficiency, like putting correct priorities. I just know that Godaming most probably doesn't have second knife. I'm not sure how many crucifixes and garlics I saw, so but I just thought I would just fang Godaming and heal, so probably for sure vampire will survive, but this is not important. This vampire is completely irrelevant. What is relevant, yeah, is for my 2v1 combat uh, upcoming. So I just needed to claw or fang Mina. So with bodyguards here, she would be at 4 health. Or maybe if she has forewarned, maybe she would feel forced to forewarn bodyguards. Ooh, that would be a win, right? Mina has planned ambush, so everything slips up a little bit for me here. I have 2 strengths, which is cute. I could think to strengthen Mina or strengthen Godaming. The most damage that hunters can do is if they knife me right now with Godaming, then like punch or Heavenly Host round 2, and then again there's knife for round 3. That would be really bad for me. So obviously I was thinking, he can Heavenly Host me round 1 too. Maybe I should Fang, but I decided to play Strength, right? And this is like a standard play. One player plays the plant ambush, so the other, so you strengthen the other hunter. But probably, yeah, I think that round 1, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Because Mina very well, because she has plan ambush, very well she can have the uh, like uh, heavenly host. I strength her and I get the damage, right? So I have double mesmerize and strength, so I have a lot of damage block still. Um, so I'm a little bit of, so I know exact items of Godalming. I expect him to punch, and I have fangs, so maybe just fanging him was also good, right? So duel with Godalming will be net 1 healing. I was thinking maybe Mina has like double knives. She traded with Seward, right? Or maybe she has pistol and knife, or maybe she has rifle and knife. So this would be good turn for her to play a weapon. So maybe with strength right now, I weaken her and minimize the damage. But she plays garlic, and I get punched. So already there are some mistakes on my part. The thing is that I haven't played for too much. Now Mina and Godalming, if they double knife me, I die. So I have to play around that, and I don't have strengths to break the knives, which is a shame. Uh, yeah, I mesmerize one knife, and then there's a second knife. So yeah, and now I have to escape as bats. I cannot do anything anymore. I could, in theory, try to fang Godalming, but if he dodges, like what? Or if he escapes, actually. So I have to escape as bats. So let's evaluate. I did a few important mistakes. I think I didn't claw Mina with New Vampire. I should have done that, so Mina would be constantly dancing around dying. Uh, and maybe I would have killed her and she would have dealt me less damage. Maybe, yeah. And also in this 2v1 combat, I didn't know too much about Mina items. So maybe it would be better to fang Godalming. I would have 1 more health and deal 2 more damage, which isn't irrelevant. Um, yeah, and the rest, yeah, maybe that strength was. If I had strength for round 3, it would be better. Maybe just mesmerize me in a round 2. Obviously, I was a little bit afraid of crucifix. I don't remember if I knew if both crucifixes were. So this was really bad combat for me. This was quite lucky for hunters, to be honest. that they had planned ambush, sense of emergency, uh, that this was just bodyguards and not mob. For example, mob here with one more damage to Mina, that would matter a lot. Or wolves to tell me more about items of both hunters, or even second vampire actually, to deal even more damage to both of them. Uh, then he had the correct items to even follow me, and he dealt massive damage, right? So I did few mistakes, and I think this was quite lucky. This is unlucky by horse meta standards, but quite lucky combat with this regard. And am I in bad position when you think about it? Let's see what happens now. I have 3 health, right? Usually, you can in horse meta you can forfeit the game as Dracula at this point, and you know that hunters have CG and they haven't even used renewed vigor. So, but I'm escaping as bats, which is a big deal. I get my wolf form back. Valona clears new vampire. So again, that new vampire. Why did he even try? Did she even try to survive? That was pointless. Uh, and I have 2 choices. I can either run to 6 and go toward castle to heal myself, or run to 59 and try to escape east. So yeah, like good luck finding me. All hunters are at far east. The only hunter is Helsing. I can feed along the way, so I will have 6 health still outside of the heroic leap range. And how will they ever find me and kill me? Not sure. I decided that, you know what? True to my nature, how they will ever find me? How they will ever kill me if or reach me when I move 3 spots anyway, and and I will heal a lot of health. So now RtoWin is a little bit banking against options. Uh, I heavily considered, should I just run 59? And he also considers it. He probably understands that if I escape east right now, and it will be fairly easy for me, I probably win the game, like in the long run, right? Uh, so uh, he thinks and thinks in his good old fashion, but fortunately this is recorded game, so yeah, there is some implemented anti-R2 tech. So yeah, and he blocks my path, which, like, if it was a 50-50 shot in a sense, like if I was trying to escape, then he can just follow through with still almost full power Mina and Godalming and try to kill me. So if I would try to escape, that was his winning shot. He also told me that Mina has Heavenly Host, which is very important knowledge. And he also told me that no one else has uh, no one else has Heavenly Hosts, because if he has, sometimes hunters hide Heavenly Hosts, but at this point you just fire all Heavenly Hosts you have to just confirm Dracula position and narrow him as much as possible, right? But okay, so now hunters expended a lot of resources. Uh, they didn't kill me, and they're not really that good spot. Now I'm considering here, yeah, um, Godalming has knife, a lot of damage, and uh, and dogs. I probably should have ambushed. I realized that, you know what, with the reckless, uh, will he search at night? Maybe he will feel desperate because he needs to go to Bucharest too, or something like that. I was afraid that sometimes happens. You had bad combat hand and Hunter just punch knife and one of the recklesses dies. So I wanted it to be problem, but I should have. I knew that Godalming has just a knife and actually had 7 health. So I needed to ambush there too. This is another quite important mistake. You should chip at hunters like that. And now he night searches this because he doesn't know what it is. Maybe it's, what can it be that it's worth searching? I'm not sure. It makes sense to search in general, right? Like if it's a mob or wolf, yeah. But it's a vampire. And I know that he has 2 guns, so probably also bullets, right? So it is tricky and dangerous, and actually quite impactful. I know that RtoWin is dodge favoring hunters, so I went with plotting here. I also know that he sometimes uses dices in combat in a smart way. I'm thinking here, should I flank him just for 3 points? What are the odds that he has anti-flank thing? But I decided, you know what? Let's try little bit to get a little bit more from him and just get a little bit more damage. I have second plotting. Mathematically, what are the chances that I have 2 plotting? So if he makes decision, probably he dodges anyway. So now I think I'm almost guaranteed to get the fangs anyway, and I just got 4 more damage, which is cute. At this point, when I have 2 rumored recklesses, oh yeah, and the pistol makes sense. Because he may be afraid of dying. He should. No, he's not afraid of dying, right? Because he can dodge next. So I got the point. He showed me the pistol. I know some of his events. I know that excellent weather is right now useless. So I got a point of knowledge. That's great. That's really good. I know that Godalming and Mina didn't trade, so I know that Godalming doesn't have Heavenly Host still, right? Now, I misdirect escape as bats, because what if someone now senses an emergency on me? I want to have escape as bats, but this is actually a mistake by me. I didn't think this through, because I want to misdirect 28 and go back there, right? But it will not have 20 misdirect for it. And do I need escape as bats right now? Hunters are so far away. Like, they would need 1, 2, 3 turns to reach me. Uh, and the closest path leads through Bucharest with bats. I wonder, will Godamin go to 10 to clear it? Maybe his assassin situation, like if it's a vampire, he don't mind. Then he'd clear double rumor. And now interesting stuff happens because he day searches recklesses, which is the advantage of me not ambushing, because now he searches this one, right? So in the long run, probably I could have get more points, but this way I slowed him more. Now my thinking is, you know what? He double dodged, so probably he will punch here. And both dodges didn't work, so probably he will punch here. I don't know if this is a dice roll or decision, but if it's decision, I read it right. If that was a dice, I predicted outcome of the dice. Great. And now I'm remembering, wait, that fang didn't matter. It doesn't give me points. Right, so okay. I haven't played like this entire calendar year. I think I played 6 games or something. So I'm doing some dumb mistakes. Uh, but yeah, okay. But this is good. I keep him in combat. Again, uh, mathematically, I have higher odds of having 1 or 2 plottings in my hand. So mathematically, uh, I have higher odds of plot here, so I expect him to punch to counter that, so I flank him again. Yeah, I'm not sure how much of this is correct read or randomly lucky guesses against dice, but I will uh, I will say I'm just correctly reading the dice anyway, right? And now this is massive, 6 damage in 1 combat. What did he mess up? Shouldn't be. Did he mess up? If you just escape, dodge, escape, dodge, escape, dodge, yeah, I think he messed up. Because if you just escape and dodge constantly, you can get at most 4 damage anyway. Yeah, right. The second punch was a straight up mistake. It needed to be plotting because not plotting dodge, because even if I plot, I can deal at most 2 damage, but he got 6 damage in the end. So he had to use Lucy Revenge to have odds to survive. Now, I was thinking he dodged 2 times. So maybe he will. He punched 2 times, so maybe he will dodge. But he punched. I asked him later. That decision was on dice, and yeah, which is probably correct. When you get your opponent in your head like that, I think you need to get step back and rolling a dice to be less predictable can be a good idea because it was basically almost 50-50 guess there. And if he guesses wrong, he loses a hunter. And pff, at that point, oh man, okay, yeah. Okay, so Sewer just heals. He probably is preparing to move on to double vampires, maybe hoping to clear them. Mina has 6 health, so not too much health anyway, right? The thing is, she is actually fairly dangerous. She has knife, uh, garlic, and heavenly host. So if she guesses correctly, she can blast one of my vampires out of the way, and killing one vampire will be easy. The second vampire is free strength, like free health, so can die to just lucky knife. Obviously, I can kill her too. If that was a horse meta, if that was normal meta, obviously ambush because I want to increase variance, I want to increase stuff happening. Maybe something lucky will happen. But in this meta, like I don't on average I win. So yeah. So hunters heal and prepare. Van Helsing trading with Godalming for something, which is interesting. Amina still has the blood transfusion. Now I make another mistake. Obviously, Lair here is really great. Uh, the Lair is with bats, so also a spy, why not? And I move. My thinking is Galatz, because I have Wolfram, actually Galatz is like is progressing me to exit the Castle Dracula, but I didn't even consider that the reckless vampires can mature, right? I didn't consider that for a moment. And if they mature, 28 gets cleared. So my path to exit, like the better exit is opened. I need to just stay at place and heal and don't care. So I'll have more health and I will be more ready to exit the castle from 28. But I went to 22. Uh, Actually, with one charted courage and renewed vigor, hunters can 2v1 me here. So this was quite a dangerous move because if Mina 1, 2, 3, 4 just charted courages. No, no, just not one charted courage, 2 charted courages instead of emergency because also Mina can go to just with charted courage go on to me or Godalming, and then Stuart can go to 17 and from there charted courage or sense of emergency. So there were some there was need for 2 to 3 events to jump onto me. The thing is that hunters are so poorly supplied. It is end of week 2, and they barely enter the 40 events threshold, right? Still 43 events, and still not went through the entire item deck. Wow, this is so. Oh, I won't say that I pity hunters, but I can see them sweating. And now you know what? I see him considering, okay, do I clear Sofia with Seward? The thing is that even if he has a stake to kill one vampire, the second fight will be with the night fight, and he is beaten, and he probably doesn't have anti-fang items, so he may die trying, even if he has a stake, because of all this stuff that happened. So who would have thought that clearing a trail can be challenging to hunters? We assume that obviously nothing ever matures, and trail is to slow down hunters, not to do anything on itself. Even with lairs, to be honest, sometimes clearing too reckless lair, is that big of a deal? Ah, not always. Sometimes yes, but not always. But right now, hunters are too far behind. All the steps, all the things that happened, uh, and hunters cannot like slow play, right? Because they are slow. So yeah, he just has to ignore. He has to ignore. He sees three hunters, sits on two recklesses, and they have to ignore them. They don't have. It is too risky for them to clear it. So this is when my mistake again, like another mistake, movement mistake. Uh, I made plenty of maybe not game breaking, but important mistakes. If I was entering 28 at this very moment, how deep, like I would be in much better position, right? Because hunters either need to move out right now, or I can like wolf form easily, right? Or even walk out normally. And how do they even reach 11? Charted courage? Fine. Do you want to 1v1 11 strength Dracula? Probably no. Two charted courages? Maybe I can still survive that. Alright. So this indicates he searched, which makes sense. If he doesn't know where I am, it is an issue. Um, but also I expect that maybe he has sense of emergency, not a surprising return to get her back because Agi is too important. So now we enter week 3. Combats are dangerous now, more dangerous in a sense. Escape has missed one turn later, uh, and more time not being bothered about escape as bats. So yeah, I did corner myself a little bit. My next move is very declared. I cannot enter 10. It is too risky. I have rats, spy, and bats. So I will deal like 2 damage to 2 hunters, right? They don't care about spies. They will just reveal everything. They will not ever. So, and I know already more or less what they have. So not too not too impactful, right? That 10 doesn't really protect me too much. So I just have to go to 20. Yes, minus gun, great. So I go to 28 because sense of emergency was played. The only risk here is renewed vigor and double charted carriages, and it is considerable risk. So I wonder what is happening. The thing is that I know Steward items and he is already beaten, right? So yeah, um, Godalming is like he still has only 7 health, uh, and I know his items, so also and he doesn't have events, so I know that Godalming for sure. I'm 2 rows away from Godalming, and I know guaranteed that he cannot reach me. That feels good, you know. And this is funny. I'm 11 health. I'm 2 rows away from hunters, and there's one quite nasty lair between them, and yeah, I'm fairly safe. This is amazing. This is crazy. So Godalming station supplies. I'm not sure myself. Should he go to a city to try to resupply? Maybe, because he just has a knife. On the other hand, maybe he desperately searches for events and just try to catch me when I move away. Hopefully he will find charted cultural sense of emergency so he can at least 2v1 me or 3v1 me. Helsing discarding rifle. just even more showcases issue with hunter items here. But you know, like Helsing entire game just supplied and traded, so he's bound to have some items to discard. Yeah. And now Mina, and I really like this move because if he just stay with everyone and I wolf form, what will happen then, right? So he needs to do something. Mina is full health. She has good items and quite uh, nice risky spread of items. Two anti-fang items and heavenly host, right? So she is dangerous, and she moves at 53, which is really nice and really smart move. He puts some pressure on me, which is necessary. Moves closer to me. So right now, if I just move, uh, the she if I just move, he can 2v1 me, which is I think the best that he can hope if he has charted courage. But there are three charted courages in the game, three or four. I think three charted courages in the game. Uh, so he supplied a lot for past few turns. Uh, so I think he can have it. And then this is funny. Obviously, I misdirect 22 to. I don't want to risk getting 2v1, so I just stay in place and just pretend to move. And now renewed vigor happens, which is I think a good move. Like he cannot do much, so he just hopes that I moved to. He hopes that I moved away to 6 or 11, and he can get me. If I am 22, maybe he can get me when I will wolf form. He will have a lot of locations covered. Uh, oh wait, right, charted courage doesn't help. He cannot charted courage and move. Or can he? How does it work? I don't think he can charted courage and then move. He decided to supply. I'm not sure if he was able to move on to me or not. Hmm. To even for the off chance that I'm in 28, but then he moves off the rail. So if I wolf form, it will be that much harder for him. This is funny. Yeah, and then he moves on to me because he probably was just banking that I'm 22. At this point, you need to just make guesses and just whatever, right? So I have bats and I immediately bats her away, which is quite because this is how. Wait, why do I immediately bat her away? Shouldn't be. Yeah, okay. Shouldn't be that. Wait a second. This renewed vigor and she normally moved, so she shouldn't be able to normally move again. So bats when renewed with the renewed vigors shouldn't be able to move her. I know that everyone is playing against around bats with renewed vigor, but it is different when you have horses because then you special move with horses, and then bats normal move you, right? Uh, I'm not sure. Maybe this is correct implementation. Maybe it is. So I move her away. I spy her. Usually spies are very strong. They're much weaker now. But what do I see heroic clip? So actually, that this is funny. One of the reasons maybe he wasn't that afraid of moving Mina onto me, which she still with. If I had 2 damage encounters, she wouldn't be able to heroic clip me, and then we would be in combat when she has 5 health with no anti-claw items, which would be very funny. But yeah, bats at least save me from 5 damage, which is cute. Long night blood transfusion, yeah. Uh, and I knew her items. She loses and she loses tickets, which actually with bats is a big deal because I can push her away. She doesn't have tickets. How she will ever catch up to me, right? Like, Mina will never matter at this game anymore. I forgot one of the events. What? Okay. And yeah, he like without horses, renewed vigor is such weaker event. Like, okay, he used renewed vigor and it gave him two supplies, right? This is basically what renewed vigor gave him. And wow, okay, amazing, whatever, right? Instead of normally, I would be dead. Yeah. So okay. And now what do I do? I think, he used Charted Courage. So how much more events can he have? Renewed Vigor doesn't matter if you don't have uh, movement events. You still just move one road. So I can just wolf form and be safe because events were used. Uh, Mina has the heroic clip. Was it traded off? Don't remember. And then probably not. And at best, Godalming or Seward will be able to charted courage on me or sense of emergency, but uh, yeah, Seward has excellent weather and probably forewarned at that point, right? If someone has forewarned, it is Seward, and he had plenty of events on him anyway, and yeah, I'm rumoring the high just because rumor doesn't matter at all anymore. Uh, So yeah, he's thinking a little bit, but to be honest, at this point, this is game over. If I tried to be sneaky for no reason at all, maybe he would be able to catch me and do something to me behind the veil. Finally, give me my fog. No fog yet. My two last encounters. So this is funny. My two last encounters are fogs. How easier that game would be if I had a fog. Wow. And yeah, basically at that point, if you consider how much health do I have, what is the influence and time, I can just go to the sea, and the fact that CG is gone, I can go to the sea, just outweight, land, and win. I missed that point, so I did give for hunters a minuscule chance to still win because I moved. Uh, but yeah, basically at this point, uh, if I move to the sea, I have a guaranteed win. If I just wait until Monday and land on Monday, hunters have nothing to do to win. Uh, so yeah, that was game without horses, and actually in many cases, Godalming, I was found early. Godalming was able to move out early with good, like knife heavenly host and dogs, which probably for cratering isn't too bad. He got sense of emergency. He found me. He was able to get a 2v1 combat with massive 11 damage. 2v1 combat week 2, a lot of damage. No one died. Mina should be at risk of dying, but I did misplay, and I didn't have claws actually to threaten her anyway. But it would be different. So a lot of stuff went Hunter's way. They got CG. Uh, yeah, they had forewarned in a pocket, so they were able to look for me. They had the escape route, right? And plant ambush, so they had some combat safety. A lot of stuff went really well for them. I didn't have fog. If I had fog at 55, like, okay, you spent resources to jump on me. I fog Mina, and that's it. I can even walk out through 49 or something, or through Adriatic Sea. Yeah. Uh, so there was a lot of good stuff, but I think the biggest power of horses, like the difference in horsepower was seen when I was moving with free health. I escaped as bat to 6, 28, and Castle Dracula, and they were able to do basically nothing. Like they needed second sense of emergency to jump me. Uh, so how much? And even if they jump me, what will happen? I don't know. So how much do you need as hunters not to win, but to have a chance at winning? Like this is crazy. How much do you need? Uh, yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. Lairs are very strong here because they're hard to reach. Uh, and yeah, they're hard to reach, hard to be disrupted, hard to threaten Dracula, and hard to trade even items, supply, and all of that. So we talked that I can, against top hunters, I can reach 90 or even higher win rate as Dracula. Uh, RtoWin thought that he can achieve 20%, but after this game he said, you know what, the 20% maybe was a little bit optimistic. he, obviously, there is some room of improvement. This is a good point that RtoWin makes, is that um, my skills as Dracula from base game translate to this mode too. I just get simply stronger, and all the tools that I know are easier and better to be used. For hunters, obviously they're weaker, but they need to relearn the game, revalue events, position, movement, and maybe even approach to the trail and all of that. Maybe just ignore anything that doesn't have rumor. I don't know. Just as a thought. Even starting hunter's position, how do you start? Uh, Superhero start? Maybe. Probably too risky. Probably Scott Sword start. Or start here, right? I don't know. I don't know. So definitely there is room of improvement for hunters. Can you improve above 20% win rate? I don't know. I did like plenty of maybe not game losing mistakes, but important mistakes. Like they stuck. If hunters had horses this game, I would have lost this game. I don't think it would be uh I don't think it would be close. it Maybe I would have managed to make it interesting, but literally you swap Mina's garlic for horses, Godaming dogs for horses, and you are much better off. There's nothing that those items gave hunters in the entire game. Maybe a little bit. Ah, ah, ah. Right. Okay. So I hope you like this game. I hope if you have any thoughts or comments, let me know. I liked it too. So have a good night.